easy method of doing a montage, but using a bit of artistic license. I'm going to start with this picture here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer. Then I'm going to fill it with white. So I go to the fill bucket. Make sure you put your colours white. Press fill. Then go to the opacity tab in the layers palette and change the opacity to when you can see the image. I'm now going to remove some of this white, revealing the image underneath, but to leave the image underneath looking white. So get the eraser brush, set the opacity to about 60-70%, and then slowly remove the layer on top to reveal the layer underneath. It's just rough and ready. Obviously with your photograph you can take more time. One tip I might give you is make sure you use a largish brush with a soft edges, and you can check on that by clicking on the brush tab and setting the hardness to 0. That's okay, that. Just to check, see that looks okay. Go back to opacity, move it back. This is just rough and ready, but it looks alright to me. I'm going to now merge these two layers. So right click on layer 1, merge down. Now what I'm going to do is move the two figures and Jack to the side. So just select them. I'm now going to move them. Click on the move tool, which is the top of the tools palette. Click on shift, left mouse button, and slowly move them. Select, deselect. Using the fill bucket again, fill the black area there. I'm now going to load another image to put into the picture. So I'm opening an image now, and I'm going to select this one here. Using the marquee tool, I'm just going to select a part of this image to move. Again, I'm not taking too much time and care over this, you obviously will with your picture. Press the move tool again, keeping the shift button pressed, left mouse button, move the image into the new image. This image here now you can actually close if you want to, or you can minimise it, it's up to you. Right, let's move that where I can see it. This layer now I'm going to adjust and play about with the layer styles. To do that, click on the image in the layers tab, brings up the layer style icon box. I'm going to give this a drop shadow. Put a tick in that box there, double click on the drop shadow words, and you get some controls and some sliders which you can play about with. I'm just going to mess about here. Obviously you can do it to your own personal taste. If you keep an eye on what you're doing, you'll see what the effect looks like. I'm quite happy with that. I'm also going to give it a stroke. So click on the stroke, put a tick in the box, double click on stroke. I don't want a red line around it, so what I'm going to do is double click on that, choose black. Okay, when you're happy with that, click on OK. Now that's obviously obscuring the image now, so I'm going to scale it. Click on edit, free transform, scale. Now a tip here to constrain proportions is to press the shift button, left mouse button, and slowly size your image. When you're happy, let go. I'm going to move this now. Apply the transformation, sorry. I'm going to move this now to the corner there. That's obviously still too big, so I'll transform it again. Scale, shift. That's about right, that now. Press return to accept the size and just move it into the place you want it to be. I'm going to load another image now. You can load as many images as you want, but I'm just going to load another one in now. I'm going to choose Grandma Lynn. Select part of the image to move, because I don't want to move all the white bit as well. Click on the move button, shift button, left mouse button, move it into the image. I can now close this one down. Now obviously the image there is too big to see what you're doing with, so what you do is press Ctrl, minus, then go to Edit, Transform, Scale, and you'll see the little handles there. Shift, left mouse button, scale it to the size you wish. Then I'm going to click on return to accept the size. I'm going to move it into position. That's still slightly too big. As I said, you can adjust the sizes to what you want. Shift, left mouse button. Quite happy with that now. Press return. Move it into position. I'm going to do some layer transformation on this now. So double click on the layer. Brings up the layer style panel again. Click on drop shadow. Double click the drop shadow words. Adjust the drop shadow to what you want it to be. I'm just messing about here. I'm not setting it to any particular type or any particular size. Click on stroke. Click on the word stroke. Click on colour. Choose black for the stroke. Click on OK. Click on OK again. And that's basically the image finished. To finish it off, what you do is go to Layer, Flatten Image, and then just to show you what it looks like. That's the image. Obviously you can take more time with yours than I've taken with mine, but it gives you some idea of a sort of arty montage for your family.